Ohio. So I guess I will open some Pokemon. Ain't never done that before, so this will be fun. I'm not even sure I've even opened a single pack of Pokemon. When I was, collecting or buying card games in the 90s when I was a teenager, Pokemon came out, I don't think it was the same year. I don't know. It was later than Magic the Gathering, and I think even later than other games. And I mean, maybe it was earlier than that in Japan, but just in North America, I don't remember it showing up that early. So it was sort of like Power Rangers, after my time as a youth. So I've just never opened Pokemon, and I've never been particularly interested in Pokemon, but I've watched Pokemon box openings in the past, and there are times when some of these cards are just amazing to look at. So I kind of want to experience that. And these full art flashy cards that I think Pokemon really was the one that started all that stuff. That maybe it was sports cards that started it, and Pokemon was copying. I don't know, but that was a weird. What's going on with that pack? Peeling off the film of the pack, but not the pack itself. Okay, well, I got it open, so congratulate me. Now, I don't know much about the cards or obviously some of the more popular Pokemon. Obviously, I know who they are, and I kind of gather the gameplay. Not really. I mean, the foiling, I think, is superior on Pokemon than any other game. So I don't know. Oh, there you go. Free code for you. So I'll tear that up later. I forgot about that. You gotta deke out the code. So we'll check this foily thingy. Temporal forces. I mean, I'm guessing there's some sort of time travel shenanigans in it. Holy crap, these packs are hard to open. They don't quite clip the edge there. Oh, is that a... No. What is that? I am doing terrible at this so far. Oh, wow, this is just not gonna come open. At least I can do that. Hopefully they're not all like this. This is going to be a painful experience. The art doesn't really get to me until it's on these big flashy cards. The EXs or something like that. Roaring Moon. Huh. Wasn't that a set? Oh. I know that. Yeah, so Roaring Moon. Sounds familiar. Don't know what it is. Alright, let's see if I can not struggle on this one. You gotta really... Oh. Just gotta go in like that. Alright, that was a little better, huh? Congratulate me in the comments. Sizzlipede? Sizzlipede, alright. I'll put Sizzlipede up there, even though it's probably a common. That is another, every time I open something for the first time, I don't bother looking up how to tell what a common uncommon is. But, no. And what is, I don't even know what the hits are in this, so, I'll throw energy up there. Alright, so let's, there's this. Huh. Nope, nope, I got it. I'm learning. I'm evolving. Maybe one of you guys can comment in there, be my Pokemon trainer, and tell me how to properly open these boxes. Ooh, Colossal looks cool. But let's see. Oh, this is getting there with the super flashy stuff that I'm talking about. Not quite, but it looks nice. And that's the thing, is like it just sort of progressively gets flashier. It gets cooler depending on, and I'm guessing it's the rarity. I don't know exactly. That the nicer the card, the harder it is to pull, right? Not necessarily whether common, uncommon, rare, just that there's less of the really, really flashy versions in there. I'm probably saying something quite obvious. So, Drampa. I think I'm going to put up Swashbuck. Swashbuck, huh? Actually, tell me that, because I always like playing swashbucklers in different role-playing games. Is Swashbuck like a swashbuckler, like a very, boisterous, but also really good at fighting? Is that his thing? Tell me about it. All right, I've got these packs. I got nothing on me. Hoot hoot. It's you can see. I mean, if you're not a Pokemon person, you can tell. Ooh, here's something. Torterra EX. Now, that's not the greatest one I've ever seen, but it is nice looking. It's foresty. But I mean, most people are aware that Pokemon is for kids, right? So obviously these things are to appeal to, 14 and under. So you're not gonna. I mean, it can appeal to adults as well, mostly through nostalgia, but it's not the. You're not going to get someone, in their late 20s to suddenly be into Pokemon, right? It's the reason they're into it is because they remember it in their childhood and they want to collect it now that they have money, not because they've suddenly been converted to how awesome Pokemon is. Rock Ruff, that's cute. Pivdove and Fluttermane. I've heard of that one. Oh, and no, it's not foil energy. So I have heard of certain Pokemon. I mean, you can't live in North America and not heard at least one Pokemon name, if not a handful of them, even if you're not necessarily into it. And like I said, as it appeals to kids, most people these days, I mean, the people my age and even 20 years younger probably have kids, right? I'm in my 40s, so chances are, if you're 20 years younger than me or less, then 20 years younger than me or less, then you got kids and you're buying Pokemon cards for them because they're obsessed with them. And it's kind of like the kids being obsessed with dinosaurs. They all go through these phases, right? And at some point, they'll grow out of the Pokemon phase and move into something else, right? Prior to that, there might have been a Lego phase, right? There's all kinds of, different things they get into, and they kind of grow out of it, but then maybe they come back, right? That's when they come back in their 20s, and they have the nostalgia for it, and really coily. Magcargo. Well, I like really coily, so we'll feature that one. So, that's kind of how Pokemon rolls. And so, actually, I just thought of this, is that both Alpha Investments and Gone Rogue Games and Kitchen Table TCG have talked about this fluctuating market for Pokemon. It gets really, really hot and then really, really cold, and you can never really predict when it's going to happen. And either people are desperate to get boxes or people don't want any, right? And we're in one of those phases, or at the tail end of one of those phases where people don't want any. Maybe it's starting to pick up again. But maybe, a lot of this has to do with, obviously a lot of the collectible card games, their desirability increases when, ooh, Ghastly, that is nice looking. I like that. It's cutesy ghosts, I guess. But anyway, as crypto goes up, so too does the general card market, right? But what if with Pokemon, it's also based on life cycle, like what area you are as a person, right? Like, are you going to college? You're not buying Pokemon probably, or you're less likely to be buying Pokemon. But maybe you're in your 30s and you've gotten married and you're starting to have kids, or just before that, and you're going into a shop, you're buying some Pokemon because you like the little hit of opening the Pokemon packs, and you're remembering your childhood, that kind of thing. And then you're going to have kids, and then you're going to collect Pokemon with them, right? So because I guess I'm a little Harry Seldon here, but there's large groups of people have predictable outcomes where individuals don't, that kind of thing. So as a society, we have certain milestones that we hit in certain general time frames within our life, right? And Pokemon is definitely one of them in childhood. And what if it also translates into your 20s and 30s? Bronzor, Magcargo. I didn't put that one up before, so I'll put that one up now. And maybe that is also fueling the differences in the marketplace with Pokemon, in addition to them printing too many boxes or printing too little boxes, and they haven't quite predicted this, and maybe, hey, Pokemon, maybe I'm cluing you into something you haven't thought about, and that maybe that can figure into your calculations and analysis. Ooh, something nice is coming up. Maximum belt. Is that better than the Batman's belt? I don't know. You tell me. Yeah, so Raidon, Pikachu. People like seeing Pikachu, so I'll put the Pikachu up there, even though the Maximum belt might be better. It looks better to me. Yeah, so maybe they can spit some data into their calculations, and Pokemon can be better at making boxes. Or maybe that's part of their plan, is the ups and downs. Because, a couple people have mentioned that what Pokemon will do is, at some point, there'll be a box that's just impossible to get for no reason. And it'll remind people, hey, maybe you should be ordering this Pokemon in more, standard quantities. Which do I want to put here? I'll put this one. I don't know. What do you think? Am I right about this this idea of the human life cycle of Pokemon? The how you experience it throughout your life? I mean, we all kind of got fascinated. Got fascinated with the whole Logan Paul stuff in the 2020 and 2021 era, right? And that everyone got caught up in that. Mostly the people that got caught up in it were the people who were big into Pokemon when they were kids, right? And a lot of creators were like that. But like I said, even I got caught up in it, and I started watching more Pokemon box openings, and that's how I got into these flashy Pokemon cards. Although right now, nothing has been super awesome from my perspective. It's just been regular Pokemon cards with some cool treatments and a little bit of better art or whatever. But, there's an EX. I guess it heard me talking, and it's like, I'm coming. Raging Bolt. Burst Roar. Yeah, it's cool. It's very computery, like got 90s CGI, the Transformers that were in the Beast Wars. That's it. Very Beast Wars, and any other CGI kids show from the 90s. So it doesn't particularly appeal to me most of the time, the art, as I've already said. But then I see stuff on these box openings, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a nice card, and I wouldn't mind owning that card. Trainers in foil, I think they're important. And wasn't there something they changed about the trainers? I thought was there a new batch of them? I don't think they got rid of the trainers, because that's kind of silly, because isn't that kind of the whole thing of Pokemon, is trainers go around the world to try and capture a Pokemon that then they can train and fight in an arena and win fame and fortune. Is that it? I mean, so congratulate me if I got that right, because, you know, I absolutely know nothing about it. Like, the only person who could know less about it is someone who didn't grow up in North America, right? And had never even heard the word Pokemon. That's about Screamtail. That's funny. All right. I'll put the Screamtail up there. So if I got that right, congratulate me. And let me know, are you seeing stuff in here that you really like? Is there... What do you think of this set? Is this a turning the corner kind of set? Are we going to enter a new era where Pokemon is desirable again, or are we still going down that hill of undesirability? Really fudge this one up. Let's take the whole film off this thing. See if that helps me open. God damn pack. Oh, it's so weird. It's so it's a little bit sticky. Oh, jostled the camera while doing it. Is this like the worst Pokemon opening that you watched? Let me know. Iron Valiant. Sometimes even these little ones, I kind of like this Iron Valiant. And Raging Bolt EX. Oh, I actually like the Iron Valiant more. I'll put them both up. One after the other. You know, I don't have to do things always the same. But yeah, let's hope this pack doesn't crap out like the other one did. There we go. You gotta really manhandle booster packs sometimes and really rip them apart. Let's flip that out. EX. Again, so far nothing super flashy that I really love, but I'm hoping at least one. Because, you know, often in these box openings, there's at least one card I'm like, wow, that is nice looking. There's another Iron Valiant. Is that a different... Yeah, it's a different version. All right. Maybe Iron Valiant is my favorite Pokemon. Is it a Pokemon? Or is that some sort of effect? Can't tell, but if that is, I'm going to decide that that's my favorite Pokemon. I never heard of it before, but now that I've gotten two different versions, that's my favorite Pokemon. Let's see if we can get an EX version of Iron Valiant. That would be nice. Also, tell me about Iron Valiant. I know zero about Iron Valiant, so tell me about them. And Sharpedo? Yeah, that's funny. Scizor EX. Are they kind of like the Sharkticons in Transformers? Or in that pit. Yeah, so tell me about Iron Valiant. And I'll try to remember in the future that I'm always looking for Iron Valiant. That's my favorite Pokemon. Puccina? Shiftry, Koraidon. Now, I definitely know that Koraidon is someone people like. It's not the EX version, but, you know, it's a nice little foil version. I mean, at some point I'm going to have to sit down and play Pokemon because I have a great niece and a great nephew, you know, meaning that my nephew and niece have children, different children. And so they're going to get into Pokemon, and I'm going to be, you know, retired at that point, I think. So I'm going to be playing Pokemon with some kids, so maybe that's when I get into Pokemon. And Iron Valiant is my Pokemon. I just build decks around Iron Valiant all the time, and then they get sick of it. I mean, they're probably just going to always build it around either Charizard or Pikachu, right? That is basically it with this game. It's Pikachu and Charizard, right? And then there's people who are really into Pokemon who have their favorite Pokemons that aren't those two. But for kids, it's all about Charizard and Pikachu. Or am I wrong? Is there another one in there? Not Mewtwo. Maybe. I don't know. Sharpedo. Ooh. This is a trainer card that's foil. Sorry about the cough. Rapidash, Iron Thorns. Yeah, we'll put an Awakening Jaw up there. Yeah, so tell me about your favorite Pokemon, why, how it became your favorite Pokemon, and did I make a good choice with my favorite Pokemon, Iron Valiant, knowing zero about him. And there we go, there's a nice little Pikachu, but not foil, so... do non-foils ever matter in Pokemon? I don't know. Ooh, what's this? This is... oh, it's a basic Snom. These are what? I don't know, tokens or something? Oh, got myself another foil Valiant. Well, we'll put Snom up there. I don't know. I don't think that's any special hit, though. I think it's just a token of some kind. Now, I mentioned in my previous video, the market update for March 19th, that I'm actually kind of interested, or quasi-excited, and never have been, for a Pokemon set. Iron Thorns, Heatmore, Hellmetal. Iron Thorns. For Twilight Masquerade, I think that could be a great set. Just in, again, me thinking about what the flashy hits will look like. Not necessarily whether it's, whether there's good cards in it or whatever. Just thinking about what the art will look like. That might actually excite me, and I might actually do multiple box openings of that, and maybe that's when I start collecting Pokemon. With what is it, the 40th, 50th set? Who knows? But, Bramblegast, Cottony, Snom. We already put a Snom up there, so Bramblegast goes up. But what do you guys think about Twilight Masquerade? What's the general mood out there? Because I don't really look up Pokemon stuff, and on Reddit or whatever. So what is the sentiment out there? I mean, for Pokemon in general, and then how does that for Temporal Forces, and how does that compare to Roaring Moon? Interesting. Did we get a foil Roaring Moon already? Yeah. I don't know. It looks nice, so I'll put it up again, if it is again. But yeah, so what's the general mood for both these sets? Like, are people really excited about Twilight Masquerade, or are they really excited about Temporal Forces, or are we still in this meh phase with Pokemon? And am I, wasting my resources acquiring this stuff because it's not going to move as quick as some other stuff, Turtonator. Cockanaw. Iron Thorns. I think we looked at Iron Thorns. I do not. I'm going to put it up, but I think that's terrible. That's terrible art. It's just... I don't know. Sorry to the artist, I guess, but it's... I don't know. It looks really lazy. Unless, I don't know, maybe that's how they were originally depicted and people don't want them depicted different. I don't know. But... I do not want a Pokemon like that. And okay, so like some of the art is okay, but it doesn't really do a lot for me, right? Bramblegast again. We'll put Bramblegast up. It's not terrible or even particularly bad. It's actually, for the most part, good. But it's not wonderful, great. It doesn't evoke in me these feelings or emotions or whatever that most Magic cards and sorcery and even Flesh and Blood is way better. So See, that is cool, and that's clearly digital art, but it's just nicer, it's cleaner, it's cuddlier, I guess. I don't know. But otherwise, it's like, I don't know. It's very simplistic, this art. Which is fine, because again, game for kids. Doesn't need to have, in fact, it probably appeals to them more. You know, the style of it is probably made and geared towards them. So I shouldn't really complain about it because, again, game for kids, not game for, you know, a guy approaching his 50s. So I apologize to the artist. You're doing fine. Relor. Chat not. Buddy Poffin. Alright. Boxed order. And being a Japanese game, I understand that. Boxed order. That's lunch. Whatever. Mr. Mimey. Ugh. Boring Moon again. I'm going to put that up because, well, maybe I'll put Giraffe Ring up. But, that Mr. Mime. I bet you in the cartoon, he's hilarious to a kid in the way that, like, you know, something like Mr. Mixius, or however you pronounce that, Superman, or Batmite, or whatever, right? But he's probably like this great little comic relief, and kids love him. Hey, that is entirely possible. So, you know, that's fine. I just didn't like the look of him. Feral, Gator, Finizen, and oh well, then we'll put. Are they the exact same? I don't know. All right, we're down to 3 packs here. So, how did I do? For never having opened even a single Pokemon pack and never really interacting with these cards. No, did I do any justice to this wonderful game that you all love? This wonderful collectible that you all love to collect. Golurk. Iron Valiant, that's my favorite. I just got to keep reminding myself the name of the Pokemon so that I can remember which one's my favorite. You can call me Iron Valiant. Anyway, so how did I do? How did I do on this box opening? Did it have a kind of a rocky start and you're like, oh, I'm kind of warming up to this because he's, you know, he's got some understanding of what he's doing, even if he's got close to 0. It's not exactly 0. Ribombi. Oh, is that a Zombie Bee? I don't know. Latias. Whimsicott. That's the better art. That's actually quite good art. Golurk was too, actually. Golurk was some nice art there too. I could have put that up, but I didn't. Grubbin, Medicham, Tranquil, Mr. Mime, Latias, Ancient Energy Booster Capsule, Iron Treads, Future Booster Energy Capsule, and Incineroar. Alright, that was a nice little hit in the close. I don't know how much of a hit it is, but it looks really nice. It kind of encapsulates what I was actually looking for in this kind of art. Let me take a look at it again. Yeah, so that is the kind of thing that really excited me at the box openings that I've watched. So I'm glad that that was the final thing in the, I guess, the rare slot or whatever, the special slot. Yeah, it's just really nice. It's off center. So, I mean, Pokemon people like the great Pokemon. I don't know, it's probably a 9 because of its off-centeredness. I can see it drifting towards the left and slightly on an angle. I don't know. But I'm glad I got that. That is something that I really, really like. So, and I was hoping I would get something like that, and then I'm glad that it got in the last pack. So let me know how I did, and thanks for watching.